preparations are the key to getting through this event.
What time should people be off the road? We all remember 2014, folks being stuck on the roadways. Now, what time should they be off the road?
Well, that's a hard question to answer. Will, I don't know if you got noon. Yeah. You want to talk, just recap one more time, kind of what we're seeing in the weather and.
So the reason it's difficult is, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to take some time for that snow to reach the ground. But the concern is that once it does, it could start to accumulate very quickly and cause roads to not be passable in very short order. So I would say in the metro area and parts of middle Georgia, you probably want to be where you're going to be for a couple days by noon today, early afternoon at the latest, because we'll start to see things rapidly deteriorate this afternoon.
Well, the north edge, if you can estimate, the counties closest to Metro Atlanta, what do you think the north edge will be for that 3 to 5 inches you mentioned?
So for the 3 to 5 inches, the winter storm warning area, so probably south of Metro, but you could get pretty serious impacts from just an inch or two, which is the winter weather advisory area. Right now, models are indicating maybe the I-85 corridor on the north and east side of town might be where that delineation occurs, but it's really difficult to forecast, and there's going to be a gradient. There will be a point where one county gets nothing and the next county gets an inch or two. It's very difficult because you're talking about maybe tens of miles between nothing and a lot.
Speaking of we talked about potential for a power outage. Governor, has your office had any conversation with utility companies about a contingency and how to best, go after that if it happens?
Well, that's why we do the early state of emergency. Director Stallings mentioned about that. The operations center's up. We got our team here. We're already in communications with our partners, Georgia Power, EMCs, our city electrics, local emergency management agencies, rural water. I mean, we're treating this like, any other storm we got. We're in touch with all our partners, all our private sector partners, all our resources, and, they're ready to deploy. I mean, thankfully, we have a battle-tested team, not only here, but also our utility partners are as well, and we certainly saw that in Hurricane Helene.
The patients who
Could we
died,
see
do
at
you
the
have any
Atlanta
information about
airport,
them?
sir? I don't know who's more qualified to answer this, but we're already seeing up to 90-minute delays. A lot of folks leaving from the college football playoff. Can anyone talk about that?
Well, I'm just glad this storm's coming midday, not this morning, to help get our visitors out of town. Great celebration last night for the college football playoffs, being back here for the second time in the CFP area. I haven't really heard a whole lot of updates from the airport. I mean, they're obviously used to dealing with winter weather as well. There's been a lot of logistical challenges with everything that was going on in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Certainly we're feeling that some here, but also from the playoffs. But right now I think everything's operational at the airport. I know they're doing just like we are. They're preparing, and they'll be ready, and then we'll just keep you guys updated when we're getting reports from them.
Mr. Langston, what about first responders? When people are worried about making sure they can get an ambulance or someone out to help them, what is your message to those people?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say that's another great reason to stay off the roads today, because if you get in an accident, you might be hindering first responders from getting to where they need to go. So again, my message would be to try and get to where you're going to be for the next day or two by early this afternoon, and give the Department of Transportation the room that they need to do their work on the roads, but also stay off so that first responders can get where they need to be.
And I think there's a really good point there that we've talked about a lot is by people staying off the roads. If let's say we got tractor trailers that are having to move fuel or whatever else coming through the state, and they have an accident or experience something like we saw up on 285 in the last storm. We had very little of those last storm. In 2014, we had them everywhere. And so you can't get to people to get them moved so you can keep brining, so you can keep plowing, so you can keep putting salt out. So the less people we got on the roads, if we do have something like that happen, it allows us to get to those people, clear that roadway, which is imperative if we're trying to get fire trucks or ambulances and our first responders to people that need them. So again, I know it's aggravating dealing with these things, but if people can just do what they need to do in the next hour or so, limit their travel, as Director Stallings said, give people plenty of space between you, so if you get caught out there and things deteriorate quickly, you can respond and react. and let's just, hunker down for a day or so and get some sunshine and warmer weather back in here.
Colonel, for those people who may unfortunately find themselves on the road, could you give us some basic driving tips?
Well, during this time, we ask them to slow down and be patient. If they choose to get out and have to drive in this type of weather, we will have troopers and motor carriers out to assist motorists. If they get stranded out, we'll have them out to assist with motorists and work accidents if